Good evening, YouTube world. I'm doing this video to try to help people who have had to deal with someone who has PTSD. I can provide my experience as well as possible suggestions as to how to cope. I am not a licensed therapist, nor am I any professional in the field. I only provide my personal experience in this video. I do know that I suffer from a form of PTSD from a tragedy that had happened back in 2007. I have since sought help through counseling as well as meditative practices. The person I was with, we pretty much have gone our separate ways as a result of infidelity through some type of midlife crisis crossed with his PTSD becoming full-blown. I've had to deal with verbal abuse as well as physical abuse. I had noticed I was becoming very anxious. My anxiety levels were high. I was experiencing tremendous amounts of migraines while I was with this person and dealing with the PTSD. I chose to try to get away from the confrontations that were starting, or the delusional rants that he would go on. I would leave the room, go for a walk, or go outside and try to just disengage myself from the confrontation and regain my own mental well-being. It has been difficult doing this alone, but I have found that if I can reach out to people in some way who maybe are currently dealing with somebody who has PTSD, the only thing I can continue to stress is try to urge that person to get help. I know I tried for years, it was unsuccessful, but try to get help within yourself first. I tried to help this person, and again, I'm not a specialist in this field, but in some way maybe I can help somebody else. Again, the meditative practices have helped me, as well as talking with people who have had to deal with a spouse who has PTSD. I've also been watching other videos here on YouTube that have helped me as well. It's been very beneficial. I know the first step to getting anything done about it is to admit that you have an issue, you have a problem. This particular person is very stubborn. They believe that they can do it on their own or through other methods. However, again, this is something that should be addressed with a professional, perhaps going to groups. Things of that nature would also benefit someone who is suffering from PTSD currently. I have noticed my anxiety levels have decreased since I've gotten away from this person. I have noticed the migraines have stopped. The constant anxiety that I had did cease to exist. Although from time to time, I do have some anxiety from it. I know that certain smells, sounds, people who resemble somebody who caused the traumatic occurrence can basically trigger the signs of, or the PTSD to become full-fledged. I did actually see him getting into confrontations with his friends, getting into confrontations with me. I know that it is something that, gone untreated properly, is only going to have a lasting negative effect. It's already torn us apart. We pretty much had, we had gone our separate ways because the whole occurrence and everything that, transpired thereafter created some type of resentment within each other, and it was just becoming more and more difficult to cope with it, together. I believe he's moved on and found somebody who will pretty much put up with it for the time being. But I had been dealing with it for years, and when it does present itself, it's not a pretty sight, and it's only a matter of time until something bad happens. Again, the only thing I can suggest at this point is keep a lookout for signs of the particular person, whoever you're dealing with, or if you're dealing with it on your own. Keep a lookout for signs of anxiety as well as delusions, the wild eye, trying to, see, I thought I saw this guy who looked like him, and, a smell, anything, a noise, a bang, anything can trigger it. Again, this isn't by any means, go by this to totally cope with what your, if it's you or your spouse or what have you, a friend that is going through this. I am not an educator in PTSD, and I want to make that clear. I am simply providing an experience that I've had having to deal with it, as well as a form of it within myself. I just hope that this can reach people who are maybe having the same issues that I'm having, and that I've experienced. Again, my goal is to still continue to try to understand this condition, as well as help others get the help that they may need for it. I guess that's all for now, but I will continue to try to help and make other videos, so namaste.